Hello everyone. అందరూ బాగున్నారా? వీకెండ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. సో ఇట్స్ లైక్ ఫన్, నో డౌట్ ఇన్ దట్. బట్ స్టిల్ ఆన్ ద అదర్ సైడ్. సో మనకి ఈరోజు ఇద్దరు లైక్ నాతో పాటు ఇంకో హోస్ట్ కూడా ఉన్నారు. శైలా గారు. లెట్ మీ హ్యావ్ హర్. అండ్ శైలా గారు మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు. ప్యూర్ ఆన్లైన్. షీ ఈస్ ద ఫౌండర్. అండ్ మీ ఇద్దరు అంటే తన్ని వన్స్ స్క్రీన్ మీద తీసుకొచ్చాక వీ కెన్ టాక్. యా హలో అండి. హలో శైలా గారు. హాయ్ హాయ్ హాయ్. యా. సో the reason why Shaila garu ante because she's the one like pure online ikkada మీకు అందరికీ తెలుసు కదా. She used to support many things like not only back in India, in US too, and especially students వచ్చేసరికి. And she heard lot of issues especially who pursues like ఇక్కడ మాస్టర్స్ చేసే వీళ్ళందరికీ. సో వాళ్ళందరిని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తూ అంటే నా దగ్గర అయితే కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటాయి, బట్ షీ రియల్లీ వర్క్, షీ రియల్లీ డూ సర్వీస్ కాబట్టి షీ హ్యాస్ మోర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ దాన్ మీ. అందుకనే we both combinedly came onto the screen today. And we also have the director, global director of operations from Rivier University. Her name is Dey. Before getting her onto the screen, మనం ఆ రివియర్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఏబి ఒకటి ప్లే చేసేసి ఈలో శైలా గారు మీరు కూడా ఒకసారి హాయ్ చెప్పేసేస్తే. హలో శైలా గారు, కెన్ యూ హియర్ మీ? ఎస్, మీ వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు.
మ్యూట్ అయిందా? సారీ.
అదే దాని నుంచి పలకరిస్తున్నాను మీరు మాట్లాడబోతుంటే.
హాయ్ మనోజ్, బాగున్నావా అన్నాను, మ్యూట్ చేశానని. హలో ఎవ్రీబడి. నాకు కూడా మనకి మనోజ్ అన్నట్టుగా మేము ఎడ్యుకేషన్ స్పేస్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. ఈవెన్ దో వీఆర్ నాన్ ప్రాఫిట్. ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అనేసరికి స్టూడెంట్స్ డూ రీచ్ అవుట్ టు అస్. అసలే అన్సర్టెన్ టైమ్స్ ఇవి. అండ్ దెన్ మనకి చాలా ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ అన్ని ఉన్నాయి అండ్ ఇండివిజువల్స్ హు ఆర్ హెల్పింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇక్కడ స్టక్ అయిన వాళ్ళవి, లేకపోతే అక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడికి వద్దాం అనుకొని ఎన్నో డ్రీమ్స్ తో ఉన్నారు చాలా మంది పిల్లలు, రైట్, ఫ్రమ్ ఇండియా. అండ్ వాళ్ళు కూడా దే హ్యావ్ ఫ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్. మీరు అక్కడ ఉన్నారు కదా, మీరు ఈ స్పేస్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా, నాకు క్వశ్చన్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. సో ఐఎమ్ లుకింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ టు డేస్ ఆన్సర్స్. డే బరిగా గారు మనతో ఉన్నారు అని.
On the other side, let me play an AV of the university and let me get her onto the screen.
Every destination starts with a journey. Maybe yours is one of self-discovery or finding your community, or figuring out your place in this world. Maybe it's learning a new skill or making a connection to take you to the next level of your career. At Rivier, we're here to help you make that journey. Let our academic curriculum and practical hands-on learning experiences inform you. Let our advisors, our unending support networks, and our broad Catholic spirit guide you. Let our committed faculty and successful alumni open your eyes and connect you to a world that's waiting for your mark. Take the journey with us. You'll find yourself. You'll find your future. You'll find success. That's our promise to you, no matter who you are or what you want to be, no matter where you are or how far you want to go. We're here. Are you?
Okay, welcome back, guys. And yeah, Shaila Garu is here, and let me have Dey here. Hello, Dey. I think she's. Hello, Dey. Hi. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
We are good. We are good, dear. Thanks for being with us. And yeah, because of this chaotic, we have too many questions for the students back in India who are planning to pursue masters in USA. So I think you're the right person for answering all the questions which we have. So let me also introduce Shaila Garu to you. She is the founder of Pure, and I do give some details about to you previously, and we do told in the show. And she used to deal many kind of problems which the kids who came here for masters. So whatever the problems they will be coming to her mostly, and few other organizations too. But she is one of the one of the rep for the organization here in USA. So let me start with a few questions. Let's start with Shaila Garu. Hello, Shaila Garu. And before that, let's go to Dey and let me introduce her, and then we can move.
Thank you so very much. It is such a privilege to be talking to all of you right now, and to just meet the wonderful people like you. And I'm honored to be talking about our Rivier University and how we can help a lot of students, especially those from India.
Uh, Thank you. And what do you, Shaila Garu? Let's start with you with some questions.
Good morning, Day. And like I was saying, telling Manoj earlier, these are totally uncertain times all around. For those of us who have been here in the US for a few decades now, and for those of us who have been here for a few years, but for students who have a lot of dreams for their future, these definitely are scary times. I'm sure you are hearing questions, you are getting questions too from students that are currently enrolled and also those who are aspiring to apply, right? What kind of questions are you mostly getting? Are people reaching
While
out?
we're waiting for her, it's such a beautiful day today here in Nashua, New Hampshire, right?
Dey, can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
So
Like
are students reaching out to you? Are students reaching out to the university?
I can hear you well.
Oh, you can't.
can you hear Shaila Garu? Shaila Garu, మీరు
You can hear me, right, Manoj? I can hear you.
I can hear you. Dey, can you hear us?
No,
Dey, I think there is something went wrong with you. I think we can't hear you.
I can hear them. I
thought
can
you were.
hear.
Yeah, maybe I think you got. Did you press any mute button?
No, I am on unmute.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Shaila Garu, can you say hi now?
Yeah, can you hear me there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard you this morning.
Manoj, do you want to repeat that question?
Looks like
Okay. So one of
yeah.
our viewers says she can hear all of us. So the question,
But
question for the
Dey, I think Dey, can you hear us? Just
Yes.
Can you please say hi?
Yes. Hi. Hello. I can hear.
How about Shaila Garu?
Shaila. Dey, you can hear me, right? I don't know. I don't think she can hear me. That's the problem, probably.
I don't know what went wrong. All in a sudden.
Yeah, Manoj, you repeat the question.
You can,
Okay.
Mhm.
Dey, can you please turn on can you please turn the side? We can't see you. We can only see you half. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Dey. Okay, Shaila Garu just mentioned few things here. She told this is a chaotic situation, and most of the students in India are trying to reach all the universities here about the process and all those kind of stuff. Hopefully, many of the students are reaching out from India, like how to start their admission process and all those kind of stuff. And between the situation is really worst, I can say, because last week, a week before, it was really worse with the one of the decision. Really, the students got really who are here were got panic, and they don't know what to do, and they have reached out to all the lawyers and all the university professors, and especially all the university operations managers and all this kind of stuff. So because they are coming here with a lot of what is that with a with
challenges.
some goals and all this kind of stuff, and they're plans they're seeing they're so when coming to US means they are thinking of a bright future. Do you think the kids who are going to come here are going to have a bright future because of all this kind of chaotic situation?
Of course.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
That's a very, very good question and situation that I will be happy to really expound. To all the students who are really listening to us and to all their parents, we're so worried about the future of their students while studying in the university or in the United States in general, you do not need to worry because number one, the proclamation of July 6th was rescinded, meaning to say that there should not be any worries of all the students who are here, even if they're taking online classes. And before that, Rivier is already 100% ready. We are all on person and we have a lot of plans, safety plans for our students to really study safely at the university. So I encourage all the students who are in the United States. We're so worried about everything. The June 22 proclamation about suspending H-1B, H-1-4 were outside the country. The July 6 proclamation, which was, rescinded as we all know it. There's so many new proclamations that can be confusing. And know that Rivier University got your back, right? We stay on top of every news. We connect with all our students, with our global recruiters. And to this platform, I am given the chance to just say, you do not worry. Do you have a bright future in America? Of course. Over 300 of our students are on OPT, and many of them has their own family and living in the United States happily and stable. So you do your job, you study very well, you get an OPT, which is an employment authorization, and you get that bright future ahead of you. Rivier is ready to welcome you. Our admissions process is very simple, very flexible. So we're here. And if you are in India right now and you have all these worries of how do I apply at Rivier? There's a pandemic going on right now, right? Well, we are ready for that. There's a flexibility there that we can give you. So
Oh,
we're here.
okay. On the other side, like you are saying that apply. Also, okay. Is the fall like fall 2020 is still open? I mean, the registration, I mean, the admission process is still open.
Thank you for that question, Manoj. Yes, it is a big yes. We are open. We're welcoming all students. It is not too late. We are on rolling admissions, meaning to say we can help you get in even 2 weeks before the semester starts. If you are in the United States and you have a consular processing issue on your H-1B or H-4, or you have been denied, or just want to transfer, we are open. We're going to be helping you.
You talk,
Okay. On the
okay.
go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So it is a simple process. You just let us know and we'll help you out. It's a case to case basis. If you are a brand new student who is still in India, you can have you can take a class. If you have been accepted by Rivier, you feel free to take an online class. All right. If you want to get started with your program, you're accepted and you're just waiting to get a visa, then you're free to take online classes. We are in the process of me discussing with my administration and what we can do to help students who were accepted, were still stuck in India because of COVID, or the consular officers are still not available to help them out. We can work with you and we will give the process the final decision of how we can help you when you take classes online.
Okay. On the other side,
Manoj, sorry.
go ahead.
You're talking about offering something.
So I will continue with that, Manoj, that even there is the middle of the pandemic, the students has benefits as an international students, the optional practical training. If you are a computer science or computer information systems, you are eligible for a 3-year optional practical training. So you will probably ask the question of what do you do now? It's pandemic. Who could work, right? The students who are in OPT and unable to work in person, the good news is most 99% of the employers of our students are allowing them to work remotely. And if you are not able to work and the clock is ticking with that, 30 days, of unemployment or 180 days of unemployment, just don't worry. You come and meet with us. We will give you the best advice on how to make sure those clock ticking of unemployment is not going to be applicable to you, and you should not be worrying about that. So I'll continue.
Okay.
You just asked me a question.
Oh yeah. There are a couple of questions from my side and even from Shaila's side. Shaila, I think I don't know whether you can hear Shaila Garu. Shaila Garu, can you please say hi today if you can
Hi.
Dey, if you can hear.
Yeah, hi Dey, can you hear me? I don't think.
I don't think she can hear you. Let's do one thing. Let's do a small thing. Can you please refresh your browser, Shailagar? Meanwhile, that's fine. Meanwhile, I'll be asking some questions, follow-up questions today. Hey, Dey. So now you are saying that there are a couple of things which you are saying. One is like you are saying the students can apply for Rivier University if they have any issues with the OPT or those kind of stuff. And on the other side, still the fall admission process is open. And I have a sequence of questions. The first question is like, if someone applies for Rivier University for fall, okay, so and it's an online, they cannot travel now, and they can't even take the visa at this moment. So now, one second, I think Shaila is getting in. Can you hear? Say hi.
Okay.
Sheila, how are you?
Can you hear?
Okay, finally. Yeah, I was talking and you couldn't hear me earlier. Sorry, Manoj. We're gonna like change pleasantries.
That's fine.
Nope.
That's fine. So now the students here, like students here who applied for Rivier and attending online classes, okay, and after somewhere around November or December when the consulate is open.
Oops, Manoj. Think something's wrong. Sheila, can you see him froze?
Yeah. Yes, Manoj's screen froze. I think Manoj was asking about the upcoming.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead.
You want me to go ahead and yeah, right. So that's a very good question. First of all, we have received a notification that the U.S. consular offices are phasing out their reopening. I have a good feeling that India will reopen very soon, right? If the student is unable to get a visa before the start of the semester in September, they have options to take classes if they want to. At the moment, we do not have any announcement of, hey student, you got accepted, you can take a class online, and you just wait for the visa and you come. That is under a discussion that I have with my administration. But the student, if the student can decide or will decide to take a class, that number of credits of that course that he took will definitely be recorded on his academic records. So I will be working with my administration on how we can help these kids who have been accepted and taken a class online and still waiting for a visa. So for further information and what we have decided on that guidance, I will definitely be sharing. I'm so active on Facebook, and I'll be sharing that with all of you.
So on the other side, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a question here. What you are saying is the student doesn't have to be physically present here in the USA.
Yeah.
To be able to take advantage of these online classes while they are waiting.
Right.
For the visa. Okay, just wanted.
Yeah. If I am a student from India and I'm really, 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 really interested in starting a program, kick off the program, number one, I will not be turned down or discouraged by the pandemic. I will go on my website, on our website, and look for the classes that are available online. I will take one class probably. If I'm a computer science, I'll take the fundamental of computer science, so that when I get a visa and go to Rivier, I will be very prepared. And then that credit, the number of credits I will earn, will definitely be banked in my academic records. So the question, there's a lot of questions that, all right, if I don't get a visa, will you refund my fee? That is the part.
Yes.
That is the part that I am still undergoing discussion with my administration. Our president, Sister Paula Marie Bewley, who had also visited India with me in 2016, is so passionate. We love students from India and all over the world. But we've been to India, so we understand all the process there and what's going on. And we're doing the best we can to really be very flexible in this time of pandemic.
Another question following what you just said. Say the students already here, I think you covered it earlier, but I just wanted to extend into this. So they are enrolled in these online classes. You did say that you are also offering classes in the brick and mortar, the actual classrooms, right? So is it the same classes or can they pick and choose
So
in person versus online?
good question. So prior to the rescinding of the July 6th proclamation, we have already declared that Rivier University is an online, on grounds reporting in the fall. It will be normal as it can be with precautionary safety guidelines by CDC. So with that, because our format is on grounds, we have the student are registered already. That's the beauty about Rivier. We have an academic advisor designated to assist each and every student to choose what courses they need. So at this point, 90% of our students are already registered and ready to go in the fall. If there is a student in the the SCVP guidelines now, when it was rescinded, they said, I don't this is a good question. I really want to tackle this one, because the students will probably get the idea of, oh, it's okay for me now to go online. That is not the case, right? It's a case to case basis. If a student has a medical condition that needs to take all full time 3 courses online, I, as the principal designated school official of Rivier, will be happily reviewing the case, and I will definitely help that student.
Okay, so I have one question here. Recently, because of two universities, almost close to 200 plus students has been deported, and they got put into
Hmm.
Yeah, Manoj's screen froze, but what he was going to ask is there have been a few universities where the students were here and then they had to be deported, right? Because the college was not accredited or things like that. So, Manoj, your screen froze, so I took over.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So, what advice would you give to students who are actually looking at coming here, selecting or researching universities? What kind of due diligence should they be doing?
You know what? I am really glad that you mentioned that question. This kind of situation is very, very confusing, and it must be a big deal for all the parents and students too, right? If I'm a student and I've been affected by that closure of that particular university, I will contact a university who provides really excellent support to help them be in status again. If you are a student affected by that example and you contact me, I will say, how long has this been decided? I want to make sure that all the regulations, the unlawful presence is counted. We take care of all these regulations that are not going to make the student's case worse. I will advise the student to apply for admissions to the universities, say Rivier University. As soon as the student is accepted, we will help the student to get an I-20, and will advise them accordingly to exit the country and to enter the country, because that student already has a visa. But unfortunately, the visa is probably affected because of those universities, right? But the benefit of the doubt is there. The university knows that the student did not know any idea, don't have any idea that those schools are, disobeying or non-compliant. So there's always a hope for that student. So to summarize my advice, apply for university, get an admissions to the university, and then do the next step. Contact me and I'll be able to help you out.
I have a question. Going back to those taking advantage of online classes while a student is waiting for the visa, right? Is this something specific to Riviera, but are all the universities in some sort of conversation along these lines that this would be an acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, great question too. I've heard from a lot of colleagues, maybe specifically from one of our global recruiter. She had shared with me that few universities in America are offering this online, uh, kind of like backup thing, and then they give the students some tuition fee discounts or whatever.
Mhm.
To be honest, we do not. I only say that because if you don't want to waste time, you
Mhm.
really want to get your education, kick off your education. We have programs, we have online programs. And also, if you're computer science students, there are courses online that he or she can take. But I believe the universities, majority of the universities now, just to keep, you know, I can totally understand them. They want to retain the number of their students and really would like to offer those online options.
Manoj is back.
Oh yeah. So let me ask you a few things here. There are a couple of universities where the people got deported because of all these OPT issues and all those kind of stuff, and uh, and they also put in the behind the bars. I don't know whether you have answered this when I asked you earlier, but yeah. So how do we Rivier University is different than that university, and because you are also offering a CPT on the day one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So and what are the guidelines you are following? That because even and I don't know how they got trapped because the students, which is
Yeah.
not good for them, and most of them are deported. And
Right.
how
Mm-hmm.
we can make sure that Rivier University is following all the guidelines that these people will not get impacted in future. Any
My
of the
yeah,
any of the students who are about to join for their maintaining the status and all those kind of stuff.
my friend, I love that question. Right? Number one, Riviera University is of high academic excellence. We have been recertified by the SEVP many, many times because we follow the regulations. We have CPT, but I usually tell my students, don't call us CPT day one. The CPT is eligible for them because it is a part of their program, which by regulation, if a CPT course is part of their program, they are in compliance. We just do not give a CPT to everyone who comes to our door. We evaluate the eligibility. Is that CPT in the curriculum? Luckily, the CS and CIS, they have courses for CPT. So with that, the students is eligible to do CPT. And we want to make sure we establish this clarity to our students that the main goal is to study. Employment comes next. Study, study, to be in compliance. So we're very, very careful. I have denied a lot of requests before because they just really want to come, work, and don't even want to attend classes. No, we are not that kind of university. You need to be in person. You are allowed to take one online class. You're allowed to take CPT if there is a curriculum related to that. And other than that, we cannot do that.
Okay, so on the other side, you need even the students who are applying for this university, they need to follow the university guidelines to
Mm-hmm,
be in the safe hands.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this university is only for education, and the CPT is it's part of the education. It's
Yeah.
not something different. So okay, I think pretty much. So on the other side, Shaila garu, over to you. You have any questions to ask?
Yes, we were talking about, again, OPT earlier. I think I heard you, Dey, saying that you can work with people who are having H1 or H4 issues and or some people who have the 180 days or something. You said the 3 months, the 90-day window for OPT employment. How? What did you mean by that, and how are you able to work with them?
Thank you for for the question. I'll give you one example for a student has been approved of an H1B, right? And then let's connect that with the proclamation June 22. So at the day and it was approved after June 22. Anybody who was approved of the June 22 is kind of problematic because they fall about under that proclamation that they're suspending the H1B. And that H1B, they require consular processing, meaning they go home and get a visa. And the lawyers, I have had 3 students already who contacted me last week that they're in this situation. The lawyers said, which I agree very well, you need to go back to school to make sure that in case you get denied, you are not violating your stay in the United States. Therefore, if that particular student is a Rivier student, is an alumni, we're happily going to be working with that student. And the beauty of that, the 9 credits, it's like one semester off for them. So we're kind of getting a couple of our alumni coming back to us, getting some advice. So that's one example. For a student who just got an OPT and cannot find a job and the 90 days surpass, what do, right? there's always a communication with the DSO. That's why when you're looking for a school, you want to make sure you have designated official like us who listen to you. I've seen a lot of chats that they cannot reach out to their DSO. That is so important because your DSO will give you options, right? What do I need to do and make sure I get something to report to you? There's so many internship per se or job related. You go there, you accept something even if it's not paid, just so you're working, you're not in violation. There's so many options. The key is that the DSO must have an open mind and the time to really take time to really help that student. That is what Revere is all about. If you will hear from my students who probably, on my Facebook, it's the services. They're not just student for me. They are my brothers and sisters who are just here. They don't know what to do. So I answer that question. We advise them accordingly. It's a case to case basis.
Yeah, I always said that you see the students as your brothers and sisters. And we have all been very concerned about our family members and the safety out there. You're saying Rivier is going to offer in-person classes as well. And you did say you're going to put in some safety practices. Can you elaborate on that, on how you are going to make sure that the students are safe during these COVID times?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, my friend. So, as we speak, our president and her cabinet are working tirelessly to put all the logistics from A to Z. What we know is that already, if you have heard our governor Sununu the other day, he has elaborated everything. 50% in class, 6 feet apart, everyone should have a mask, health screening daily. And those who are sick, you are. And keep this in mind. You are entitled to stay at home. Communication with your faculty. If they're my students, they connect with me and I connect them with proper person. So we too, of course, right, we have to be mindful of the safety. And are we free or are we safe? We started going back to work already because we feel safe. We have our mask outside. In I don't even meet with my boss in person. We're all remote. So they're going to be doing all of this, and the complete guidance and the complete announcement of logistics will be available in July 30. But the summary of that is what I already have said to you. If you are a parent, please know that Rivier University will take care of your students. I am there, and you have heard all my kids, my students, on how I take care of them. During the pandemic, I made sure that everybody will get food, will get advocacy for their rents, that they are not going to be sent away because they don't have money because of the pandemic. I know this is out of the question, but I just want to give your parents a comfort that I fight for my students. I advocate for them. Shailar, my personal gratitude to you for everything that you're doing because you and I have a common goal to help student or a person, one person at a time. I am deeply appreciative of you and Manoj.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's really nice that you are treating that everyone are like okay, like your friends or like family, like a family. That's really a commendable thing, and you are advocating them. That's really nice, and I think especially at this particular character from last, it's not just started. The pandemic started just a couple of months back, but the troubles to the students who are coming from India has started from a couple of years. It's like it's just from last 3 to 4 years, and so like I think that drastically, even if you see the graph, the students who are coming to US, the graph came down because of this chaotic situation.
Yeah, there's
So I think the people who want to apply for US, they need some like strong what is that, like strong kind of a help or some strong kind of advocate who can stand for them. So I think the way you are speaking is the way you are speaking, giving them an assurance that you are there for at any kind of situation, that which is really nice and great. And from here, I think over to you, Shailagar.
So Dave, personally, what I mean, this is. I mean, we've been talking about everything in general or specific to Riviere, right? Personally, what is your advice for people who are tense about the pandemic? Students who are who are out of jobs or who are waiting to get into a job. I mean, in the transition from a student to and going into the workforce. What is your advice?
My advice, and I wish all my students will attest to this, is to be optimistic, to be safe. Every single week, I tell them, no matter what you do, you need to be calm. You need to stay safe. Your family is away from you. I am here, but I don't want you to get sick, right? My advice is to stay calm and at the same time, keep dreaming. If you are abroad, if you are in India right now, and you really want to study in America, do not let this pandemic discourage you. Start your application, all right? If you finish your application for the fall, if you apply to Rivier, I am there. I will make sure that we will help you out. If you are not really thinking, because I've heard a lot of cases rising in India, and I cannot blame the parents. You just stay put, but complete your application. So we all look forward to a very bright spring 2021. My advice to my students who are here and looking for jobs: do not despair. There's a lot of opportunity there and options that you can do. Again, my main advice to them: stay safe, right? Do not be discouraged. If you're looking for a school, look for a school that does not just count you as a student, one that they can just put on the revenue. Find somebody who has that feeling, the passion to really help you out. I probably was born to help these kids. I'm from the Philippines. I know how it is when you are a new person in the United States. My final advice is to just make sure, even how desperate you are, if you're in the United States, do not work illegally. Do not stay in the United States unlawfully. If you are to leave the country, leave the country. If you need help, I have one student who needs to go home to India. I connected them with the Indian consulate with the help of our state representative, Latha Mangopudi. That student is back to his family, not accruing unlawful presence, taking care of his health. So those are important, right? Education, career is there, but protect your status, your safety, and your life. Practical advice, those what I will tell my kids are like that. And just make the right decision, and do not be fooled with a lot of the chat. Oh no, you go work. Don't worry, even if your F1 is denied, you work. Your lawyer will do this. Please, the administration that we have right now is no joke. So do not violate your status. And Rivier University Office of Global Engagement is well and competent in advising you on how to make sure you remain in status and legal. So I hope that will give all the parents and the students who are listening right there to just be very, very careful and use your common sense.
That was a wonderful answer. I think all of us needed to hear that too. I think that was great. What percentage of your students are from Southeast Asia?
Oh, I would just roughly estimate that 90% of my international students are from India,
India. Okay.
right? And a few in China, and others in Nigeria. And we're kind of diverse, but 90 probably percent are from India. So I developed that bond really with these kids from all over the world. But since I met a lot of parents when I visited there,
Mhm.
I still kind of imagine them, how they sacrifice for their kids, to sell their property, to do this for them to just study in the United States. To those parents, I salute you, and I really respect you for doing that.
Yes, the bond between children and parents is a
Mhm.
little different culturally too over there, and yes, that needs to be respected.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for giving us the opportunity here. And Shailar, whatever I can do to help, I would love to be part of that, whatever you're doing. We have a Rivier International Student Association, who's so active, and it's a combination of diverse population, Nigeria, India, Uganda, and name it. I'm an advocate for diversity, and I am an advocate for welcoming every person wherever they came from, whatever your color, whatever your accent, you're welcome to Rivier University.
Wonderful.
Yeah, on the other side, as Jay mentioned, be lawful student and follow all the laws, which was which you need to, if you want to stay legally, try to be
Mhm.
legal, and please don't violate any of the policy. And the administration is very strict. That means they are following the process, and I would request all each and every student to follow the process and don't violate any kind of policy as mentioned by Day. And thank you, Day, for giving us all the support. And I really appreciate that the way you're taking care of the people, because I personally know Day. It's not something which I got her on the screen. I personally know Day and how she will be taking care of the kids here. I mean, the students who are coming for masters here into the Rivier School. So she's really great, and I recommend. But disclaimer, obviously, we should be having disclaimer. Please go through all the process and make sure that you like it and you're applying for this university. About you, Shaila, closing notes.
Yeah, we have a comment here, Dave, from one of your students, I think, Maggie Stanley, saying, "Great advice, ma'am, Dave. We at Rivier are honored and blessed to have you as the director of the Office of Global Engagement." That,
Thank you.
that speaks to how well connected you are with your students. I really loved all the advice you gave today. So
Thank you. Thank you, Shadlar. They're so important to me. I really get so mad when these kids are just considered a number in an institution. So I was born to really help you out. For so long as I live and I breathe, my passion is to really advocate for these international students, so long as they follow the guidelines. I cannot give you a day one CPT and no day one CPT. So, really, really grateful for this opportunity. And to bid my last words is to all of you out there, the parents, the students, especially in India and wherever in the world, please do take care of yourself. Do not get discouraged by every news that you hear. We are a welcoming country, no matter what you read and hear on the news. The United States of America remains the most powerful universe. The state remains the most powerful country in the world where you can gain an academic excellence and integrity of a qualified education. So do not be discouraged, okay? No matter who the administration we have right now, you have all the right and you're welcome to come to the United States and to Revere, most especially. So thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you, Shailaga. Thanks for making some time for us and asking some questions which were regularly you'll be questioning by the students. And thank you, Dave. Thanks for your time, and see you some other time. See you all. Bye, 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 bye.